Hey, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of the Wayback Chronicles podcast, where normally we talk about the greatest events that happened from the 1970s to the present. My name is Keith Abbott, and I'm also here with Noel Kirsch and Steve McKelkey. And I'll turn it over to Noel to introduce the topic of the day.
Yep. So this topic, or this episode, is week 14 of the Pick 5 Challenge. We've had a lot of people joining and participating this year. It's been a lot of fun to see people get it right some weeks and see those same people get it totally wrong the next week. So it's been a lot of fun. So Steve, what 5 games did you pick out for us this week?
Well, this week is actually 6, but it's funny. There are some people that are really, really good at this. And there's some people that just flat out are horrible at this. And they know who they are.
Me.
Not naming names.
Yeah, Keith, you have it the last rough couple of weeks, but
I'm the only one of us that hadn't gone 5-0. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We talk about none of us going 5-0, then I go 5-0, then Noel goes 5-0. So,
Your turn.
Anyways, so this is week 14 of the Pick 5 Challenge. So this week is the Pick 6 Challenge. So basically, this week in the world of college football, things are winding down as we approach the bowl season. And congrats to our Texas Tech Red Raiders on being bowl eligible for the third year in a row. So, no matter how we got there, at least we're there, and practice time would be beneficial. But so a lot of championship games will be basically everything that we're picking this week is championship games. Then plus what is week 15, which is the traditional Army-Navy game. We will pick that one today as well, since that's the only game on next week's schedule. So then we'll take a little break, and then I don't know if we'll do a show about bowl games or not, but we'll at least have everybody pick the bowl games and go from there. So you're ready to hear the games for week 14?
Fire it up.
Pick 5 Challenge.
So the first game is the Big 12 Championship, which is Oklahoma State versus Texas. And I think I know who we want to have win here, but Keith, who do you think is going to win this one?
I don't think there's any question that Texas is going to be the dominant team here. If they're playing like they have been playing, I don't see why they're not a BCS team, honestly, and doing the last 4 if everything pans out in their favor. But anyway, I'm going with Texas.
Okay, very good. Noel, who do you have?
Yeah, this is one of those, I really hope Oklahoma State wins, but that UCF stomp down that they received, making me not want to pick Oklahoma State, and the fact that Texas is just clicking on all cylinders, as we well know. We won't talk about that anymore, but I am going to pick Texas over Oklahoma State, unfortunately.
Very good. Yeah, I tell you, it's fun to watch Oklahoma State and BYU last Saturday. That was a great game. Oklahoma State came back and won that game in overtime, and Alan Bowman had a better than average game for him. And we're going to need Alan Bowman to turn into Pat Mahomes or Michael Jordan or something to have any chance of Oklahoma State winning this game against Texas. So I'm going to take Texas to win this game.
Okay.
All right, our second matchup is the SEC championship game, Georgia against Alabama. God, this is going to be a huge game, a fun game to watch. But Noel, we'll start with you. Who's your pick for this one?
I think I'm going to pick Georgia just because I can't pick against Georgia. I think Alabama's had 1 or 2 losses this year, so they are beatable, and I don't think Georgia is. So I'm gonna pick Georgia.
Yeah. That's where I tell you, this is not an easy one. I mean, Georgia's been dominant all season; they're undefeated. Alabama, though, knows they have a role to play here, and if they win, beat Georgia, they could really upset the playoff picture. So, I think no matter what, Georgia's in, even if they lose to Alabama. So, for that reason, I'll take Georgia to win. Keith, who do you have?
Yeah, Georgia is the same. No question. It's going to be the heck of a game to watch. Can't wait.
Yeah, awesome. So the third game I'll start with is the American Athletic Championship game, and this is SMU versus Tulane. And Tulane's just the better of the team. Obviously, they've got the better record. They're a ranked team, so I'm going to take Tulane to win that one. Keith, who do you have?
So I'm struggling with this one because I agree with you, Steve. But if you look at the scores of teams that they've played comparatively, so like on in November 11th, Tulane beat Tulsa by 2 points, 24-22. And if you look at SMU just a week or so before, they beat Tulsa 69-10.
Whew.
You know, and then also if you look at East Carolina on November 4th, Tulane beat East Carolina 13-10, and East Carolina, SMU beat them 31-10. So, you know, this is a tricky one because I think that SMU is better than this. You know, than their rankings are letting out to be. I mean, one of their losses was to Oklahoma. So I got to keep that in mind. And the other one was to TCU. So they lost. Their only 2 losses are to Big 12 teams. So I think that Tulane should win, but I'm going to go for SMU just because I don't want to be 5-0 or 6-0. I'm kidding. I'm going to go with SMU though. I mean, I think Tulane has the advantage, but I'm going with SMU.
I mean, that's an incredible amount of research that Keith just did in 5 minutes since he's had a chance to look at these picks.
Your research department is top notch.
It's on
man.
fire.
It's on
That's
fire.
right.
Your keyboard quickness is to be envied for sure. Noel, who do you have on this one?
Well, I had originally picked Tulane, but with Keith's research, I think those were pretty compelling numbers and statistics there. So I'm going to pick SMU.
Wow.
Noel, just remember the 2 of you have gone 5-0 and I went 2 for 3.
I know, but
I don't want to influence you that heavily.
You're due.
But head-to-head competition, I mean, that speaks volumes, you know. And they weren't small differences either. They were pretty big differences. So anyway. Yeah.
All right. Well, in this 4th matchup, Keith, we'll start with you. Is the Big Ten Championship, Michigan versus Iowa. Who do you have?
I made the mistake of not picking Michigan last week, and I'm not going to do that again. So Michigan for the win.
Very, very good. Noel, who do you have?
Yeah, I picked Michigan as well. I just think they're having their year, and even though they don't have their coach anymore, or their head coach anymore, who's suspended for the rest of the year, I still think. I mean, they've proven they can win the big one against Ohio State. So I don't think Iowa's going to present a problem for them.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. Though Iowa also, just like Alabama, has a good chance at upsetting the playoff picture by beating Michigan. It really can hurt Michigan a lot more than Alabama can hurt Georgia. Mm-hmm. But I do think that Michigan is just red hot right now, and they won 3 straight without their head coach, and so I just think they're going to win, take it next level. So yeah, I'll take Michigan.
Cool.
Mm. All right, Noel, you're kicking off for the ACC championship. Louisville at Florida State. If I remember right, both you and Keith at Florida State picked to win the Natty this year.
Yep.
You do have that right. And for that reason, I'm picking Florida State.
Gotcha.
So got to stick with them.
Yeah. I agree. Florida State's just, compared to Louisville, is just much more of a dominant team. Of course, I'm sure Keith will tell us about their common head-to-head matches and how Louisville has a chance to win this game. But I'm going to take Florida State to win this one. Keith, who do you have?
Well, I mean, I have to do the same thing. Obviously, that's my pick for the national champion. And you know, honestly, Louisville is a silent killer. I mean, a lot of people may not realize they're number 10 in the nation, you know, so they're not anything to shake a stick at. But I think that Florida State is the stronger team. So I'm going with FSU.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And now our final game, I'll lead off on is Army versus Navy. This is a traditional matchup that happens every year. And if you look at the predictors out there, it is really a coin flip. And so I only have allegiance to the Army because my dad was career Army for a long time. And so because he is, then I'm going to carry that torch for him. And we'll see the Army beat the Seamen. I saved that one. I've been waiting. I wanted to record at 9 a.m. this morning so I could share that one.
Steve's been holding that one in all day.
Oh, man. It was just waiting to blow.
I had random giggles while working today. Just preparing for that one.
Oh man, good one, Steve. Oh, I forgot what I was doing.
Keith, who do you have?
Okay, well, I again, I'm going to go with Army as well, but for the simple fact that if you look at the one commonality as far as an opponent goes, they beat up Army beat up Air Force 23-3, and Navy lost to Air Force. So again, not an indicator, but I do think that Army is a stronger team this year. That's what I'm going to go with.
Very good. Noel, who do you have?
I think I'm going to pick Navy. My stepdad was in the Navy, and I don't really know anything about either one of these teams, so I'm going to pick the Navy. That's usually who I cheer for in this matchup. So
Yeah.
I want them to win.
Very good.
It was a fun game to watch. Just
Oh yeah.
the military guys hanging out in their uniforms, and just it'd be a fun game to go watch and experience, and just root for the brave people that serve our country. So
much tradition, that whole thing.
Oh yeah. Huge tradition.
Super cool.
It's really kind of what football is about, right? I mean, you don't have the NILs, you don't have the big names. You just have two teams that are wanting to play for their school, for their namesake, for what they believe in. And there's so much history about that. To me, that's what college football is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Not all these shifting conference crap, but all this other stuff. It's two teams that have been around for a century or more who are just going at it to save for their own schools and their own namesake. I love it. That's what college is all about.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that is the Week 14 games. Reminder to all our listeners, look at the weekly results on our Facebook page. The picks will actually be released on Tuesday morning for you to make your own selections. And once again, thanks everybody for playing, and look forward to in a few weeks the bowl pick'em coming out. And of course, bowl games will be cumulative to what your season total is, so it should be a lot of fun. And hopefully we'll have a Texas Tech team in a bowl game that's not 5 states away from us. But,
right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Wayback Chronicles. All shows are written and produced by Noel, Keith, and Steve. Massive thanks to those who made these memories possible for us through the years. All songs, sounds, and effects have been attributed in the comments section and through links listed on waybackchronicles.podbean.com. We look forward to taking you way back again in the very near future.